Come chuckle up with Corey. Everyone get up there, fly your flags, let them know we're here. We want full disclosure of truth, and truth will find freedom. Who wants the truth?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, glory is God's. And they know the truth in that tent and have been praying it for 3 days. There's not a time to be timid. I'm not going to back off on the police because God knows they haven't backed off on me. It's not them that I'm against, them the people. It's them the people that we're trying to reach. They're not above us. They've got to remember they're one of us. They're our family. They're our brothers and sisters. They put on these corporate uniforms and they think they're beyond reproach. They lose their humanity. So as individuals, I love every single one of them dearly. It's them that we're trying to reach. Get through that corporate structure. These politicians, you reckon you're welcome in Canberra? We all see them coming to Canberra, so what do? They block off the car parks. Shame on them. As Australians, I don't know how much we have to prove to the rest of the country. And God bless those Australians that see. They've taken the time today to stand all across this nation. You guys are the true heroes. You're my heroes. And you're the reason why I'm here today as well. There's been a lot of deceit while they've sent our soldiers overseas. As a veteran of East Timor, I'm a part of that deceit, and it continues. And they want to continue this deceit in this place they call Ukraine. They're taking all your money and they're sending it over there to protect their own interests. Again, they don't care about you and me. I wish it was different, but it's been proven on many levels. Rod Cullinan went to the High Court in England, and they said, yes, you're right, Mr. Cullinan. The removal of the Great Seal was illegal. But he told him, you go back and do something about it. What that judge was saying was, Australia, stand up, do something about it. It's your country. Take it back. So you are the people that have chosen to give a care. You're the people that are representing all those who can't fight for themselves or simply just can't see through the deep 3D brainwash, low frequency of the media. Another arm, along with the judiciary, along with Parliament, along with police that have been weaponised against you and me. So this isn't a time to be timid. This is a time to come together. It's evil. Love conquers all. We can't fight evil with evil. So what I see here is love. We know that the soldiers that have given their lives, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, the generations sacrificed. They sacrificed everything. They gave their ultimate. Now those people, those generations that didn't come home and go and give the love and care back to their families, the uncles, the fathers, the grandfathers and the mothers and aunties, they left their lifeblood on foreign lands. They won the freedom for us and they've slowly chipped it away, and now we're saying no more. So who's fighting for all these soldiers, children and family that aren't here anymore? Well, God bless you, because it is you. And thank you for your service, Australia. Because now's the time to take the country back. Every single one of you is worth fighting for. And the Governor-General doesn't give a shit. For 12 months we've been there, in position by title only. Another thing Rod Cullinan proved. Every single person's pulled a little piece of the pie here. We all know a little bit of something, but separately we're nothing. We've got to put all that pie together, and then we take back this parliament because we know they don't give a shit about us.
Yeah. Unity!
And I'm very sorry to tell you, Australia, but because of the deceit that I went to fight in Timor, we gave them their freedom back, but what do? We handballed them straight to the United Nations. I'm sorry, East Timor. That's why I read my hat badge. It says duty first. It is my duty to be here. I'm humbled and privileged to be amongst you, but it is my duty to be here. And I'm not going to leave anywhere until the job's done. I came to get the job done. And there is no negotiations. So thank you, Australia. You're the strength. You're the backbone. You're the lifeblood that is this nation. And we've got to remember it. We're all good people, even though they try to tell us otherwise. Everything they blame on you is really their corporations taking control. Policies, procedures, legislations, mandates. They take your sovereignty. No one gave them it. None of us signed a contract with these corporations. And that's why I feel for our police. They've been deceived. They're a foreign entity. They're a corporation. They just uphold the code violations of the corporations. We want them to be our brothers and sisters again. We want the words protection and safety to mean anything. But are they protecting and keeping you guys safe? No, they're keeping the corporations safe. So what more do we have to prove to Australia? Nothing. It's time. We got a clean sheet of paper approach.
Absolutely.
One country, one people. The amount of different flags, here's an indictment on that corporation again. They will not let us unify as they tell lie after lie. But thank you for seeing right through it. Now if my voice holds out, was it necessity is the mother of all invention? I find myself doing things I never thought I'd ever do in my life. We break those barriers. You've all broken barriers to be here. You stood up to the bullying and the harassment, the threats. So yeah, I wrote a song just for this. We sung it in the streets of Sydney. I was very proud of Mac. Thanks, mate. Just excuse me a second. And just quickly, we fully endorse, we command, we demand our brothers and sisters in arms in uniform, our soldiers and our police. Stand with us. We're the ones who care about you. We're the ones who love you. We're the ones who you actually joined the forces for. It's just that you got deceived into the bloody brainwash. But it's not too late. Come back to us. Every time we stand up to you, we're just saying no to the corporation, but we love you. Love us back. And we can bloody come to peace. And in this freedom, I tell you right now, there's no child in this land that ever stole land or had land stolen from them. This is their country, and we're going to do all this to make sure this is not the children's problem.
He's doing a great job, isn't he? Give him a big round of applause.
We do this now. This can't be our children's problem.
No.
We want them to love, give them everything good. Let them be everything they can be outside of this corporate matrix box that they keep putting us in. So yeah, we've lost faith in the government, we've lost faith in the judiciary, lost faith in the media. Unfortunately, sorry fellas, we lost faith in your AFP. But guess what? We are the mighty, the faithful and the true. We say right bullshit that they serve up to you. We have a story that should shock your living core. You've got no rights to freedom, and they've stolen common law. Through mandates and legislation, enslaved our great nation. The new world order wants your souls for the slaughter. In truth, we'll find the freedom to save our sons and daughters. Turn off all the mainstream news. Yeah. It's dark as it is sinister. They preferred Prime Minister, but all in God's glory is a freedom fighter story. So in the AFP, we'll beat their courts with our ABCs. Turn off the mainstream news. That's another one I got for you. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Daddy, that is brilliant. Hey, your flag. I'll leave it here, actually. I'll just. If there needs the truth again. That's it, everyone. All right, we've got some more speakers coming up, but I just want to do a song for you to break it up a little bit, if you don't mind. It's a song I wrote back at the start, back when we stood on Melbourne's Parliament steps. Would have been 2020 in May. Hey, Dave, there you go. Thanks, buddy. If you could hit that. It's called The Great Southland. Your time is at hand. It's time to stand, everyone. We stand up. We don't slow down when tyranny is all around. Through our cities and every town, we're gonna break through this lockdown. We are many, but we are one. We fought through wars under the sun, but we won't lay down. We raise the crown. We are God's children who don't back down. Great Southland, your time's at hand. We won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time. This is the hour. Great Southland. Great Southland. Do they want time to die? We won't let them take our land. Great Southland, your time's at hand. We won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time. This is the hour. Great Southland, it's in your hands. We won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time, and this is the hour. Great Southland, this is the time, everyone. We're going to do this with love, with the Creator on our side. We're going to make the difference. All we're going to do is be here, stand for all the people on all of these little notices around you see on the lawn. Great Southland, time's at hand. We won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time. This is the hour. Great Southland, raise the flag. We won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time. This is the hour. Great Southland, it's in won't let them take our land. We are the people who have the power. This is the time. This is the hour. Great We're in an amazing space right now, everyone. Great South It's time to stand. It's time to be the difference. It's time to believe again, everyone. Great Southland. Thank you very much. We've got Ricardo up next, is that right? Thanks, Dave. Okay, Ricardo, come on up here. Come on, champ. Woo! So hot here, I'm melting, can you tell? Melting. Hey, sir, how are you? Great to see you again. I want to take them for you. I read them out, awesome. Ricardo Bossy, everyone! Good afternoon, all. We're still here. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! We're still here. What? Okay, as usual, we're going to start with the Lord's Prayer. Because it's His plan, we're just trying to stay out of His way. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Now, prayers are good, but that doesn't mean that we don't act. We've got to act. Now, I'm going to read out some of these signs to remind us all why we're here. Darren Lee Misson, 55, Tamworth, New South Wales, fit and healthy. AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Melanie, 30, Jim Boomba, Queensland, Diane's daughter, Pfizer, rest in peace. Wendy Dooch, 53, New South Wales, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Ian R, 44 years of age, Hobart, Tasmania, father of 4 businessmen, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Just pulled you. Parliament, isn't it? Peter Spann, 54, Sydney, Australian filmmaker and businessman, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Brittany, 27, Gold Coast, early childhood and care, Pfizer, rest in peace. Michelle Barlow, 51, Australia, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Ratner, 79, Canberra, ACT, Prasad's mother, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Sarah McCarthy, 45, Cairns, Queensland, school teacher, mother of 2, Pfizer, rest in peace. Conrad Lobo, 63, Melbourne, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Adrian Motzer Moresby, 49, Tasmania, Tasmanian motorsport and fishing icon, rest in peace. Russell Wolfe, 56, Perth, Western Australia, much loved radio personality, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Stephen McKay, 55, Victoria, loving father, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Craig, Canberra, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Doug, 73, Hobart, Tasmania, father of 5 and a disability worker, AstraZeneca, rest in peace. Rod, 34, Sydney, New South Wales, loving husband, rest. Rory, 26, New Zealand, Pfizer, rest in peace. Alan, 68, Australia, Pfizer,
Rest in peace. Darren Lee missing 55, Tamworth, New South Wales, fit and healthy, AstraZeneca. Melanie, 30. I know we've done Melanie, but let's do it again. Jim Buller, Queensland, Diane's daughter, Pfizer. Ladies and gentlemen, these people didn't have to die. This was not an accident. This was a willful act of genocide, facilitated by the polity, the constabulary, the bureaucracy, the judiciary, the military, big business, big unions, academia, media, and every leadership member of every church, synagogue, mosque, temple, and lodge. The leadership of this country, as you well know, has been actively killing us. Guess how much they paid people to boost the vax? Anyone know roughly? 150K. Famous football star didn't want to have to do it, wasn't interested. They paid him 150K. He's a well-known name, very well known. Everyone in Australia knows this guy. For 150K, he sold his soul to kill people. Everybody that you see on that screen in the mainstream media is culpable. Radio personalities. Kyle Sandilands, that piece of crap, actually admitted it online. He actually admitted it online, and he's getting paid big dollars by a radio station. Well, what if you just, I don't know, stop listening, send a message saying, sack Kyle. And he complained that he took the money, he took, in his words, to con people into taking the jab, his words, not mine. And then when they denied him a license, was a liquor license or a gaming license or riding a goat license, I'm not quite sure what it is, but they denied him a license and he was spitting chips. We're still here. We're still here. And we're not going anywhere. Now, we started with the prayer and that's important, but we got to act. Now, a lot of people have said a long time, we've got to do more. Yeah, I know, build the army. Now, this is not about politics. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Guru. You don't have to like anybody. But we've got a plan. Some of you know it and some of you don't. There's a state election coming up in New South Wales on the 25th of March. We have a team of 4 in the upper house. Now, the good news about that is everybody in New South Wales can vote for this team. Everybody. It doesn't matter where you live. Cobar, Northern Rivers, Murray-Darling, makes no difference. Everybody can vote for the upper house. To get into the upper house, you need 4.5% to get a quota. Every 4.5, that's another. So let's say Guru, and get up here, Guru. Now, I get asked the question, what the hell do you have in common with a concreter from Wollongong? And Guru gets asked the same questions. What are you hanging around with a wog who's in the army? And they don't get it. He's a man of character. And he's got your best interests at heart, and he never bloody rests. That's why he and I are joined at the hip. A year ago we met, and a year later, this is the one man I trust in this movement. And trust is a rare, rare thing these days. Fortunately, we've got 2 more on our ticket, Jackie and Franco, and as soon as we're tight as a group, we'll let you know. But here's the thing, we get 4.5%, Guru gets another 4.5, I get another 4.5, Jackie gets in another 4.5, Franco gets in. Now, what are we going to do? Are we going to do deals? No. Are we going to negotiate for more staff and a nicer office? The moment we get in fact, beforehand, let me tell you how the military works. Imagine there's a hill that you need to assault, and it's full of bad guys. Now, what you don't do is run through 300 metres of barbed wire and minefields, because you get killed before you can get to the top. So you hammer the thing with artillery. So in the lead up to this election on the 25th, the artillery will be you and us. We're going to raise every questionable action by every politician in New South Wales that you can remember. That's the artillery. We will pound them until there's nothing but a bloody mess up there. So come the election, we just walk up and say, we won. But every one of you's got to put in. Every one of you has to dig deep. And we'll be saying things like, how about we evaporate every local council in New South Wales like that? And part 2 of that little piece of artillery fire will be, how about we investigate unearned and unexplained wealth by every councillor in this state? Watch them run, watch them hide. By the time we attack the hill, they'll be gone. All of us can get stuck in. All of us. Now, the vote, how are we going to do it? 93 electorates, 15 booths roughly per electorate. That's a lot of booths to man. But what we're going to do is we're going to get the website up. It'll have the how to vote. It'll have the policies. It'll have what we're going to do. You go up, download, print, and start distributing. You've been begging. What can we do? We need more to do. We need to do something practical. Well, you're damn right you can. You print it out and you start spreading the word. Again, whether you're in Cobar, Northern Rivers, or the Murray-Darling, makes no difference. Get out there and start spreading the word. But you've got to give them a reason. So start highlighting everything wrong that's been going on since forever. Pick your hobby horse. If it's councils, beat them to death on that. If it's full-term abortion, beat them to death on that. Don't wait for instructions. Just get out there and convince people of the truth. Now, what we're going to do once we get in, and we will, we are going to detect and reveal evidence of crime. That's it. Evidence of crime by the New South Wales politicians, the judiciary and the constabulary. There are three pillars. We take them down. And there's plenty of evidence of crime. And once we start doing that, we're going to give ourselves 6 months. Now, we're not there, as I said, you don't have to like me or Australia One. Not the point. We're not going in there to make policy. We're going in there to tear the place down. And we're going to do that by providing evidence of crime to the people. And so about 6 months into this, we're going to have 1 million people, about August, let's say, July, August. We're going to have 1 million people, 2 million people out the front of Macquarie Street, the New South Wales Parliament, demanding that the governor dissolve this parliament. And the evidence will be so overwhelming, it'll happen. You are going to take this state back. We are going to show Australia how it's done. And Australia will show the world how it's done. We've said the whole time, we want this done peacefully. We know that's the only way to go. An armed civil war creates a wound that never heals. The people that these fine men and women up here in blue are defending have been trying to provoke us. You remember a year ago what it was like with the direct energy weapons, the arrests, the beatings, and yet we stayed cool. We stayed cool as an act of choice, not out of fear. Gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. This wasn't an act of fear. This was a conscious act of free will to do the right thing for the right reason. They have labelled us as right-wing extremists. I don't see a right-wing extremist here at all. Not one.
I'm a terrorist now.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I'll keep away from you then. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. And us, because we're just average Australians. There's nothing bad about us. That pinhead Burgess that runs ASIO, the man who is raising young Muslim blokes, and I don't know if you know this story, but I'll tell you, I was going around my electorate getting the 100 signatures so I could run at the last election. Gentleman opens the dam. I need 100 signatures of enrolled voters endorsing me. You're just saying you're happy for me to give it a go. The gentleman said, yes, of course, no problem. Very polite. He's a Muslim, no big deal. We've got a lot of Muslims. His son came to the door. You know how 19-year-olds, this guy was just angry. He didn't want to win, and he just wanted the quality to have in a young man to fight. That's how they learn how to win. But I'm an old bloke. I'm tired of fighting. I just want to win. Anyway, this young man told me that he attended a lecture from Burgess, the head of ASIO, who said that 40% of ASIO's effort is detecting investigating the extreme right-wing mobs in Australia. Now, just think about that, 40%, really. They can't find any compromise who ride goats or in the pay of the Chinese. They can't find them. They can't find any judges that like fiddling with little boys in toilets, and we've got one in our High Court. Heard about the 90-year suppression order. What's that they say? I'm sorry. I had a couple of constables come to my door because they like harassing me, but they stopped after a while because I used to yell out, "Hey, Dale, the Masonic filth's back." And I asked one bloke, I said, "Are you a Mason?" He goes, "No." And the other guy says, "What's a Mason?" I said, "Mate, your investigative powers need work." Just remember this, you are not required to answer questions. You get asked questions by a cop, you say, "I do not answer questions." That's all you've got to say. You're not required to. And by the time we finish with this country, you're going to have your country back and you're going to have rights, and they will walk in awe of you. Because you're also going to have this thing called the Second Amendment. Now, can you imagine how polite they're going to be? And here's a little one out there in the police force. Anybody that's found guilty of treason will never be allowed to own a firearm. That's most of the cops. Around underground army and they can't. How does that feel? Changing the balance a bit? It's your country. You are law-abiding citizens. They may do nothing without your consent. Sovereignty. What is it? You are the source of all law in this country. The source of law. You are above the law. You can't be subject to it. You're above it. You're above it. But when we come together in a state of society and we agree to a set of morality, we agree to forego some rights in order for the public good. Does that make sense? But whenever that goes bad, guess what you have the right to do? Take it back and say, out. That's what we're going to have. But we've got to get there first. 25th of March. Put us into Parliament. Put us in the upper house. Well, here they go. Jackie and... Now, these are the people that I trust, kids, and trust is a rare thing. So we're going to get the website up. We'll let you know how it goes. It'll have the call flutes. It'll have the how to votes. It'll have all that stuff. Download it, print it, get to work. If you want to win this election, if you want to take control of New South Wales, to show Australia how it's done, to show the world how it's done, on the 25th of March, leading up to it, that's the artillery fire. Hammer them, get out there. And then on that day, don't vote early. Don't vote early. Because what do they do with the pre-poll boxes? They end up in the bin. Take ice creams, take bottle of water, doesn't matter, but vote on election day. Tell everybody to vote on election day. Screw their chances of stealing another election. Does that make sense? You win, we win, Australia wins, the world wins. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in your hands. What you do between now and the 20th will determine the fate of New South Wales. It'll determine Australia, and it'll determine... Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Much.
Right. I think this is going to work. My voice is a bit powerful for this. I'll just keep it down. So here's Jackie. So Jackie's I've met over the last couple of weeks, but actually Jackie and I indiscriminately go back 30, 35 years. Okay, not knowing. When I spoke to Jackie a week before, Jackie's son has because I'm not giving things away here, but he's a very prominent, he's been around the world, all right? I got mates who do the same sport, okay? And my mates, my good mate, and his wife, Jackie, and his husband. So I have the inside scoop. They're absolutely beautiful people. When Ricardo says he doesn't trust anyone else except me, he doesn't mean that like that, guys, all right? This is a personal thing he's saying. He trusts every one of you out there to help us, okay? And he trusts every one of you if he knew you as well as what he knew me. Ricardo and I have a relationship. It's been months. As he said, I'm the little concreter from Wollongong. He's a lieutenant colonel. And it stays that way. This is true. Okay? I'm there to back him. I'm there to do what I can about pulling votes in. I'm the larrikin. He's the master. He's going to take these guys, all right? And I'm going to back him up. Okay, so what we need is Frank, also from the Central Coast. Frank's a barber. I go and see my barber. You know why? That's... I'll tell you, the barber knows everything. He does. It's like the janitor and the rubbish collector. I've always said, when you got a corporate structure and you got to put on a meeting, don't leave out the janitor and don't leave out the guy who does the rubbish. The guy who does the rubbish knows what everyone's up to. The janitor's looking upstairs all the time. The second guy underneath the CEO wouldn't have a clue what's going on. But the janitor will. So don't ever believe you're not good enough. I'm not calling you a bunch of janitors. You call me the janitor. I'll sweep the floor for you anytime, guys. Why? Because that's where you learn what's going on. We don't need big heads. We don't need dickheads going in and, you know what I mean, the same process they've gone in there. Rick and I and these two people here are going in to expose the filth and the corruption. Once we expose it, we hand it to you. Okay. All right. And we got a lot of yous. We put 2 million. Rick put 2 million in a call out for 5 million last year. I reckon It was easy 2 mil, guys. Sorry, I've seen the drone footage. I've done the calculations. It was insane. Okay. Well, a lot of those people, come from New South Wales. We know that. Okay, we've done a little bit of capturing on the day at Epic and the weeks of Epic to find out where people did come from. Okay, so again, we know we have the people in New South Wales to pull this off, guys. We only need 800,000 votes sitting here. I reckon we can pull 1.2 with our eyes closed. Okay, we got people like Bend Over Fordham from 2GB who was just doing us the biggest favour. Now, I said to people, if Ben Fordham had given me 3 minutes on the radio, being a professional radio jock, he could have handled the situation, kept me at bay, hit the 3-second button, and give me 3 minutes of friggin' nothing. Instead, he was a dickhead. He said, no, you're not coming on here, Guru, even though I told you last Friday you can. You're not coming on here. Why? You can't compete with our God. It's as simple as that. Don't worry about Guru. Guru's just a mousepiece, okay? He can't compete with our God. These guys are in turmoil right now. All the major parties are in turmoil. They've got an idiot called Mike McKay out there trying to run them. That's how desperate they are. They got the bottom of the barrel to try and pull out the good apples. They got no idea, guys. We have this in a lay-down misère. You own it. Or you people own it. You want the lay-down misère? You give it to me, Bosie, and these other 2 people, Jackie and Frank here. We'll go in and win the hand for you. Simple as that, guys. Frank.
Well done, mate. Well, how do I compete with that? But yeah, at the end of the day, every one of us has a part to play in this. It's not about us four. It's all about you, because we need your vote. Simple as that. You need to get your troops together and rally them. We're going to actually give you the understanding of how to vote for us. And we just need you to actually get together, get everyone involved, get your communities involved, and just share with them. Without you, look, Rick said this years ago, this could have been done if 26 million Australians woke up. But we've got an opportunity right now to bust that door right open right now, and I can feel it. You know, we don't need everybody, we just need enough. And so looking at this crowd, it's enough for me, but we need to share it far and wide. And we want you to rally with us. We're here for you. We're only here to represent you. And that's it for me, because like I said, I can't compete. At the end of the day, I think there was plenty that was said. There's no more that needs to be said. At the end of the day, it's up to all of us here today. And enough's enough. I think we're all pretty tired. But this is it. This is the opportunity. 6 weeks to 7 days now. We need you. If there's a community, if there's anywhere that we can help, if you need me to come to whatever, by all means, happy to come and address the crowd and wake up as many people as we possibly can. And I'm doing that on the coast. We're doing a 6-week pub crawl, and which we've already done in previous weeks before, and we've had great numbers. We've had really good numbers. But if you need our assistance, and if we can assist, we will. And thanks for coming out today. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, my name's Jackie. I'm from up at the Port Stephens area, so the people around us in that area. First, I want to thank you guys for coming from wherever you come today. The dozen or the 20 or so that have stayed here for the last 12 months.
Yes.
Thank you so much to those guys that have held the fort. But at the same time, we've all gone back to our homes. I know myself, I have done everything I possibly could in the likes of creating communities, homeschooling, all that sort of thing, supporting Ricardo. This man here, I know you guys here love him, okay? But there's a lot out there that aren't on the page. You don't have to be, as he said. I can tell you now, I was a yoga teacher, a mindfulness teacher, a businesswoman, an event manager. I've done it all. But this man, I would not align with him. He is the real. Exactly what he said. If you don't like A1's policies, that's fine. That's the next step later on. We've got to get in there, and we need everyone's help. So we need everyone in Australia. We don't have the financial backing that the big guys do. We're up. first-hand evidence of corruption. But that's what we need to do. We need you guys that are all around Australia to pitch in, to come into the borders when you need to man, to get your scrutineers, handbooks, get it in the back of your head. We need to man those booths. We can do this, but we need everyone to come together. It hasn't happened to date because it hasn't been the right time. People need to suffer. Why do you think we had so many millions here last year? Because they were suffering. Then when they released the mandates and they went back to their jobs, yeah, but I'm not saying they didn't stop. You can't wake up and then unawake, go back to sleep. But we need to stand up again, guys. We need to fight this battle. We've won it. We know we've won it. The light will shine. They cannot beat us. I'm not scared one little bit. There is no fear. They can do whatever they like. They're not going to win. Okay, guys, we need you. We know we've got Australian awake people, freedom fighters behind us, but you need to come to the party now. Thank you.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Look, and one more time, just as Jackie said, how about 3 cheers for the Canberra mob? 12 months non-stop every day staring across that beautiful lake and letting David Hurley know exactly what we think about it.
Just one more thing I just want to say on behalf of my wife, guys. All right, she doesn't talk much. You see her on the streams and that. She just runs away from the camera. But I tell you what, we lost a daughter, okay? 14-year-old, the gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your friggin' life. And when I walk around those things out there and I got to look at those kids, guys, let's just do this. All right, there is no more. Look at the death out there. Look at those posters. Turn around, everyone. Look at that field. Look at it. That's a percentage. And if that doesn't wake you up and break your heart, I don't know what's gonna. So everyone go for a walk through there before we leave here later, okay? Go for a walk, have a look at it. Think if that was your child, your mother, that was your sister. That's what we need, guys. That's the emotion that we need. All right, these are your brothers and sisters they're killing out there. All right, I lost a daughter. It was 7 years ago. But I tell you what, from the time she left us, she's never stopped working like you people. She's been in the background doing what she's had to do to pull this thing off. And I'm telling you, she has had a bigger hand in what's going on here with the good Lord than you people have got any idea about. So 3 cheers for Jessica Tolhurst. Hear that? Hear that? Hear that? Thank you, people.
Thanks very much, everyone.
We're not gonna take it. Hell, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore. We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our we'll find the powers that be done. Contest that because you don't know us, you don't belong. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Oh, you're so proud. This is me. We don't want nothing from you. You don't like this right there. Falling in confiscated. It's not your best. Your best quickly, I've been just handed this. Just been handed this awesome book. I'm standing in the microphone. It's called Convoy to Canberra. John Stapleton. Hey, John. I believe he's around getting some people's stories. This was published. This has got beautiful stuff in it. Got to keep them this year. Pictures of children lining up for free food, free water. That come because we love you. What a beautiful experience it was. So if you want this book, you might even see yourself in there somewhere. Amazon, Convoy to Canberra, the day Australia changed forever. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I was just looking at. It's actually a cool book. I'm going to get a copy. I've been looking at it just now. It's good by myself. Yeah. It's good history if you're there. It's good going on. Well. Yeah, no, it was a good day. Thanks. Yeah, no, it was really I think it was fine. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, I said it's like a boomerang. That flag. It's wherever you put it, it'll come back to me. So coming over now, so get it out. It's full anyway.
All around. You're welcome to take it. If you come from WA, have a chat to us.
Back, eh? Yeah, I'll be here. Definitely. Well, I'll probably come back because I think they want. I usually go to the city. Yeah, I want to go to. I haven't been to a Sydney one for ages. I always decide I'd prefer to be here. But next, I think I want to be in Sydney for that one. So I'll see. I'll decide where I end up. Actually, I've got a job on Wednesday. Take Friday off, and I can get back here. Otherwise, I can get back here by the end of the week. By Thursday, if I really want. No worries, yeah. Good, thanks. It's good. Yeah.
All the best, mate. Have a good trip, mate.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
See you on the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What's he saying up here?
In a sense of unity, with if we can, to come man the booze, we need to unify our freedom movement. A lot of the especially after in Melbourne, it's phenomenal. But I want people to be unified, to come and support and his team on election day from wherever we come from, if we can. Thank you.
Isn't that great? What a great idea. That is awesome. That reminds me, Vito, thanks very much, about the recent Victorian election when me and some good friends helped out all the Freedom Party because the local national guy just was rusted on in our electorate, absolutely rusted on. You know why? He had an army. And I'm in the country regional area. In little halls, country halls, he had 2 people on every one of them. We need to do that. They're the ones that win. And we helped, thank God, we helped One Nation get in Victoria Senate as a result of our efforts in Northern Victoria, which is Ricky Lee. So we've got another freedom fighter in there. So please man those, please. They just need a presence. They want to see a friendly face handing out a brochure. Believe me, it's not hard. It's just 1 or 2 and it's over. So thank you very much. We got Patriot 101 coming up next. Is Patriot around? Patriot! Come up here, buddy. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. That's right. Glenn, is it? Have we met?
We have, yeah. We met somewhere down here. Yeah. I think we met everybody. Trying to remember names is really hard. Just want to. It's not even something I can lean on. Right. Okay. I just want to thank everybody for. I can't really say. And I'm not going to try and top that, but I want to thank everyone. So I just want to thank anybody who's following the channels of all the people out there who expose the truths. I want to thank everyone for their bravery, standing up against these criminals, is all we can call them. I'm encouraging everyone to educate yourself about a lot of things, like don't just rely on us for your information. Do your own research, guys. We won't always get it right, and if we don't, we will admit it, we got it wrong. But we are all pioneering this at the moment. This has never happened in history before. Never happened in history before. So we're all trying to work it out as much as each other. It's not an easy war. It's a spiritual war. It's a digital war. It's a lot different. At least we're not in the trenches getting bombs and things thrown at us. That doesn't mean that's not hard though. For some people, psychologically, this can be very, very hard. So, you got to take time out sometimes. Our good friend Dan here came up recently and stayed up with us in the bush, and he had a little bit of time away because you need to do that sometimes to clear your head, because even all the soldiers that know, the good soldiers that we have around us in the uniform, some of them, they time out and have a rest, it becomes too much otherwise. Yeah, we have different regiments and whatnot, they can have a rest. So, but wouldn't like to saw more people come down here. Would have been a bit better to see all the people came the first time. It was pretty cool. But we know something's going on in their lives. Not everyone's able to afford it, or they've got job commitments or whatnot. Sounds like I'm like a McGuru's boat at the moment. All these motorbikes and stuff going by. All the noise. I just want to encourage everyone, stay strong. We've got good news coming. There's lots of stuff happening in the wind. Rick can probably inform you about a few of those things, but there's big things coming. I know we've been told before, we've been given dates. Don't listen to dates. Because just remember this, guys, if we know the dates, so do these idiots up here. All right? So if we know the dates, so does the enemy. Just got to know what's coming. All right? And it's in God's time, number one. And when they're ready also, and they know the game plan. So we just got to trust what they do, and we know that they'll do a good job, especially these good guys, the white hats of the Alliance, as they call them. These guys are working hard. They're seeing a lot of evil stuff. They're dealing with a lot of trauma. I hate to see some of the things they've had to come across in this war, in this tunnel war they've been going through. But keep going, keep the research going. Keep waking people up. Don't be scared to tell the truth to people. It doesn't matter if they walk away. If these people, if you tell the truth and they walk away, they'll go to the next person, and then the next person will tell them the same thing, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that either." When it comes to the third or the fourth person, they're thinking, Well, maybe there's a degree of truth in that. And this is how it works, guys. We just keep persisting. It doesn't matter if you get the hand like this. I don't want to hear it. Keep going. Keep on going. Because this is all relying on us. We are playing out a show at the moment. For most of you will know. We've got actors. We've got Joe Biden. He's an actor. No one can debate that one. We've got Zelensky. We know he's an actor because we've seen his stupid dances in his tank tops and whatnot. His heels. Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are actors at the moment, which shows it's a show. We got what's his name? Carl Stefanovic coming out now with the truth. Now, the only way that Stefanovic could come out with the truth, because he has a contract to that corporation, being that news broadcast channel, whatever it is, rubbish. The only way you can come out with the truth is someone else has got control of that channel. Have a think about it. They wouldn't let him otherwise. So there's a lot of things going on, but it's a slow release system trying to wake these people up, because you've got to remember the psychologists working behind the scenes doing this stuff. They know how much they can release at what time. We don't want people running and jumping off cliffs. They've done the wrong things by their families. We don't want people going into deep depression, and we don't want chaos, because that's what the UN and that's what NATO want. They want us to all lose our cool, so when we lose our cool, they can march out of these joints up here in their black uniforms, and they can open fire on us either with rubber bullets or live ammo. And that's what they really want, guys. So far, everyone's done a bang-up job of staying calm, staying peaceful, and being good patriots. And we love you all for that. So we're going to continue to give you the truth, or as much as we can get of that truth. We don't know. We're being fed it also. We don't know if everything we're getting is absolutely correct, but we're going to do the best with what we get. You know, other than being involved in that war directly, we don't know. So all we do is we share without discernment what we think is right and what we think is correct. And I'm a bit game. I'll put anything up there on my channel, as they guys know. I'm game. I'll just put it on there. I don't care. You know, like, make a claim. If you know you've got the evidence, make the claim. There's a lot making a claim that haven't got the evidence to back it. Right? So if you've got evidence, make the claim. Don't be scared. Be brave, guys. Don't be scared of these evil. We know evil doesn't win. Evil never wins, and every time. Did I? Yeah. So every time these evil guys try and pull forward a plan, they fail. There's always something they do that's wrong, and there's something that catches them out. You've seen it. It's a pattern. Even the judicial systems. It's a pattern. They're constantly band-aiding their rubbish. We've seen it. We see it happen. But I just want to say I love you all. Thank you for coming down. Please join my channel if you haven't joined already. I'll keep you up to date as best as I can.
I love you too.
Good to know. Good to know. Seriously. And also, yeah, just a quick plug. The Great Southern Land Telegram channel's been getting whacked by trolls a lot. If you're on Telegram, you don't know about the Great Southern Land, please join us. Filter out those trolls. It's a great place to find out more. In fact, I'm thinking of putting these people on there soon. So it's another way we can make recording of that. We're just about to have the man who has published this book up on stage. Before that, though, Paul's been doing a lot of live streaming, commenting about all those that have been commenting on his video, everybody. Today,
I've got back control digs. First, I just want to say thank you for everyone here today, having the gumption and tenacity to be here, to be in your meeting. And just on behalf of all the watching today, to all the speed people that's got on stage and spoke today, thanking you, and I'm really appreciating everyone that's got up and spoken today. So thank you to all the speakers, and I think that's it. And there's a whole lot of people that desperately wanted to be here today, but that is, you're all acknowledged, you're all a part of it. You've been watching, and yeah, thank you to all those people at home watching. And
thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. John, we're going to have him up now. He'd like to read the introduction of this awesome. I'm almost tearing up looking at some of these photos from Camp Epic and here of the great and mighty day we had here 1 year ago today. But please welcome John Stapleton, everyone, to the microphone.
This guy gave me an interview yesterday. Working?
Okay, yeah. Well, like everybody here, I think I've never been like a convoy of journalists. I'd covered demonstrations all my working life, but have never experienced anything like truly remarkable event. It's not the same numbers, the same spirit, and very period of Australian history. Anyway, I'll just go straight into the introduction. The first chapter is called A Time for All Time. The humans committed by Australian authorities against beginning in early 2020 will live on in infamy. It is the people themselves whose story. On the 12th of February 2022, one of the gathering of Australians in the country's history marched on the National Parliament in Canberra to protest the totality of the Australian government. Check them all, sack them all. Numbers are notoriously difficult to calculate and prone to distortion. Estimates varied between the demonstrably incorrect official 10,000 million. Many estimates settled around the 1.4 million figure.
I got interviewed by him yesterday. I didn't realise who he was.
No politician, intelligence agency, police force, or political strategy failed to note the number of people marched on the nation's capital with a remarkable amount of jubilance and camaraderie, character traits which the nation failed to show in the previous 2 years of authoritarian derangement. Between 2020 and 2022, Australia was gripped by a madness which was spiritual, administrative, political, and judicial in its dimensions. The record can only do a little to document this seismic, a profound turning point in the history of the nation. In the preceding 2 years, many Australians stood up against the rising tide of tyranny, only to find themselves pepper sprayed, bashed by police and repressive dictatorial abuses which made headlines around the world, imprisoned, fined, thrown out of their jobs, socially marginalised, ridiculed in the mainstream media. Across 2 years, there had been one demonstration after another, attracting at first tens, then hundreds, then thousands, then hundreds of thousands of participants. But if the nation's government manipulated mainstream media was to be, they numbered only a few, and all were either nut jobs or conspiracy theorists. Nothing could have been the truth, but the protesters from all walks of life were given no credit and no voice until they found their own. There is an odd resonance to the events of this era, as if the destruction of Australia was only an afterthought, that all the millions of people's lives destroyed by megalomaniacal politicians, Pfizer-funded academics, and lunatic, overpaid, self-aggrandising health bureaucrats barely even rated a mention in the power centres of the globe. Australia's democracy proved virus thin. Those who claimed Australia was merely a testing ground for techno-fascism gained a new credibility. As former New York Times journalist Alex Berenson put it in his groundbreaking bestseller, Pandemia, How Coronavirus Hysteria Took Over Our Government, Rights and Lives, put it, quote, at the beginning, panic made sense, maybe. But within a few weeks, anyone paying attention could see the cure was worse than the disease. We had more damage to ourselves and the world than the virus ever could. Media hysteria, political partisanship, over-reliance on unproven technology and scientific illiteracy brought brought the world to the brink of breakdown. Countries such as Australia show just how fragile our freedoms have become. A nation which once prided itself on its laissez-faire approach and the friendly, easygoing nature of its population lay besmirched by a descent into totalitarianism. All the systems Australians had come to rely on failed them at their time of greatest need. Every last one of them. The mainstream media, the social media platforms, the legal profession, the courts, the politicians, the bureaucrats, the medical profession, the police, the military, and not least the universities, with their filthy hordes of snake peddlers and intellectual traitors loyal to their government and vaccine manufacturer funding sources, mopping up massive amounts of public and corporate monies while peddling nothing but garbage. Oh my God. Only it wasn't true. That's what we were saying yesterday. We hadn't been right, if only it hadn't come true. Everyone's been vindicated, everyone. In early 2020, seizing on COVID-19 is their excuse. Politicians and health bureaucrats stepped into the forefront of everybody's lives and created absolute chaos. I'll just read a little bit more and call it quits. While repeatedly refusing to release the medical evidence to justify their actions, because there was no. Nation's political leaders inflicted unprecedented restrictions on their fellow Australians. And it was not just the political establishment, but the medical and media establishments which have now been utterly shamed. And there's that famous quote by Charles Mackay, men, it has been well said, think in herds. It will be seen that they go mad in herds, while they only recover their senses slowly and one by one. Churches and places of worship had been closed for 2 years, and these congregations of believers denied a fundamental aspect of their humanity. Equally, for the secular, those who saw their pubs, clubs and beer gardens as their churches had been denied an essential part of being human, the social nature of the species. A fundamental part of the spiritual experience is the realization that we are not alone. And whether or not that awakening is of the spirit or simply to the commonality of the human experience, significant numbers of participants believed it to be so. The long periods of government-imposed isolation and absence from all normal forms of communality added to the joyful nature of the event. Spiritual wars all have epicenters, and many people, whether of religious or not, spoke of the spiritual nature. Many of the individuals interviewed expressed almost identical sentiments. I was compelled to be here. I was drawn here. I just knew I had to be here. I couldn't not be here. I woke up and God was in my head and told me I had to go to Canberra. I just got in my car and drove. End quote. Local Canberrans who had grown comfortable on the sweat, toil and taxes of the rest of the country were entirely confronted by this gathering of ordinary, good-hearted Australians, the citizens the nation's capital was built to serve. All those apparatchiks who had rained terror and ceaseless restrictions on their fellow Australians, bashing, fining, jailing and marginalising them, now had egg on their faces. They could deny the truth no longer. They had done more harm than good, and the country they were paid to serve would take decades to recover from their self-aggrandising insanities. I'll just read a couple more parts and call it quits. The arrogance of Australian politicians and bureaucrats, the so-called laptop class, towards their working fellows drove deep into the body politic. Despite all the warnings from months of demonstrations in the nation's capital, despite the many cautionary words from the planet's sharpest minds and leading tertiary institutions, the Australian authorities did not step back from the brink, blindly leading their nation over the cliff. Many thousands of professionals, doctors, nurses, teachers, police and others who had lost their jobs because they refused to get jabbed were among the demonstrators. Still, the authorities insisted on an absurd medical apartheid against the nation's unvaxxed, marginalising their own citizens while ignoring, quote, the science, unquote, which was now turning rapidly against them. Mainstream media, always the subject of government manipulation, became a primary source of disinformation and fear-mongering. The government offered backdoor funding and tax concessions to mainstream media to peddle their COVID messaging. Loyal to their funding sources, trapped by their failing business models and declining revenue streams, the mainstream media lost all impartiality and you lie by commission or throughout the period beginning in 2020, the mainstream media lied constantly. Australia became a profoundly dishonest country. With the death toll from suicides, broken businesses and broken lives mounting by the day, the mainstream media helped the nation's politicians literally get away with murder. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's pretty well available everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Wish you had them for sale here. I'll buy one now.
Quickly, John, before you go, Phil was just telling me how hard it was to get this book printed and published. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And what a mammoth effort to get it out in the same year. I mean, incredible work, John. But tell us a bit about the push it was to get this actually published against this system.
Well, I like that. I don't want to go into all the details because I was threatened with legal action, and so that's one reason why I haven't pushed it very much. It's a slow burn, a bit of history, and these things are, as the first chapter says, a time for all time. There are lessons to be learnt from what happened here. It became a cautionary tale all around the world as what not to do, and it was just remarkable what happened. I certainly did face some obstructions, and it took me hundreds of hours to work through it. It wasn't published until August. It was originally meant to be published before the last election because there was a massive amount of momentum at the time. In some ways, I suppose the authorities succeeded in destroying or crushing a people's revolution, if you like, a movement. But in many other ways, all they did was just splinter it. So it's just gone everywhere. And now, you know, there are a lot of other factors in play. Turning of Twitter into a free speech platform has led to a cascade of events. YouTube is no longer censor material. You know, if you look up the song, you know, Bill Gates behind bars now and all that sort of stuff, which is now running freely on YouTube, which would ago. It's been a remarkably cascading series of events, and it's not just a few Australians that are angry at what's happened. Basically, the world, and it's not a few people on the angry either. There's a lot of political and bureaucratic and horror at what has happened. They really, everybody's been hurt now. Everybody knows someone who's been damaged. The police, the intelligence agencies, the bureaucrats, and now Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci have come out admitting that it doesn't work anyway. So it was all for nothing. I asked in the predecessor was called Unfolding Catastrophe Australia, what happens when they realise that it was all for nothing at that point? The population is pretty well realised across the board, you don't have to look very far, that it was all for nothing. What happens now? Serious question for the authorities are going to have to help, but they are going to have to solve the fiasco that they created.
Thank you, John. Big round of applause and getting this out. This is awesome. Again, Booktopia or just to name a couple. Good old Michelle. She's putting a big book together, aren't you? Photos of our movement. We're about to have Phil up in a second to have a chat to us. Phil, if you're there, might be a second, buddy. Thanks, John. Awesome. Aussie! 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 That's the Sabali right there. Phil, could you come over here, please, champion? Needs no real introduction, this fella. I'd like to say a few words. Hi, guys. I said my piece this morning at the G. I just want to read out the National Redress Scheme. Scheme.com. Government here using our money to pay off people that were sexually abused in an Australian institution, any Australian institution. So if a person comes forward and says they've been sexually abused in an Australian institution, onto this scheme, registered with this scheme, off if they sign off on the dotted line and says you don't talk about it, in the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Website and have a look, because every single institution that's on there being called out, and you can go by state, and you'll click on New South Wales and you'll scroll, and then you'll find out through the alphabet, and you'll keep on scrolling of all these institutions if they've been called out. Nationalregion.com. Have a look at it. It's been going for 4 years. It's going to go for 10 years to pay off the people who've abused in Australian institutions. There is no community. This is hiding it. This is not fixing the problem. This is hiding the problem. Here at the moment, talking to you about it. It's a massive problem. Another one from out of that building. It's okay to pay off these people so that nobody knows this is happening. It's not okay, and it's our money that pays for this scheme. We need to take away from them and tell them that this is not okay. Like I speak this morning, had my speak this morning, all I can say is that you're here only because to hear someone speak. You might be here for the wrong reason. You need to be here because this tells you that there's a problem here. You know, they're out at the moment with anti-establishment. Standing in front of the establishment asking them to fix their shit. Right? Corrupt establishment. We own establishment of some sort. If you're sitting back there thinking that she'll be right, remember where that shit came from. It didn't be right. Batman's going to come and save us because he's got special powers. It was buckle down and we were ourselves. Let's make Australia great again by making every single Australian great again. How do we do that? Moral. I went over the decibels. Sorry, guys. It automatically clips off. Morals and decibels. Morals and decibels. Morals and standards. My speech this morning because it's not up for it today. Morals and standards, guys. Let's bring it back. When you walk down the street, say g'day to the guy that's coming towards you, even though you don't know him. Why? Because that is how they keep us silent. They stop us talking to each other every single day. Say hello. Hello. Hello to every person you walk past. How's your day? How are you going? Even if you don't get an answer, keep doing it. I can guarantee after a month of doing it, if you walk past that same person every day and say g'day, you will get an answer. And you never know, best mate. But they'll end up part of the community and so will you. And that's how we fix this problem. We bring up with morals and standards. Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much. Great job. I appreciate it. I'll just quickly, could the guy PDFs of all these amazing and unfortunate stories around here, could he come up and have a chat to me as soon as I get off the mic, because we need to get your email. A few people are asking about that. I'd just like to finish in a prayer, if I may. I just want to give this up to God for a second. And if you're a prayer, please pray with me. Father God, living creator, Holy Spirit, I ask you, Lord, to intervene in this country. I ask you to convict those in this parliament of their wrongdoing. I ask you to bring repentance upon them for what they've done. And I ask that you insert your people in there if they do not heed your warning. Thank you for this gathering. Thank you for this country. And thank you that we still have freedom in you. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Love you all. I'll play some music for a while and let's mingle, eh? Thank you.
The revolution sounds. Don't talking about the revolution sounds. Standing in the wilderness, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation. We are sitting around, waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution. We're gonna rise up, get their share. Rise up, take us there. Run, 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 run. Oh, so you better run, 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 run. This Bible, I started to turn. Talking about the revolution. Finally, the tables are starting to turn. Talking about the revolution. Oh, no. Talking about the revolution. Lines. Crying the doorsteps of those armies of salvation. We in the other sitting around, waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? Talking about the revolution sounds. And finally the tickles I start talking about the revolution. It's finally the tickles are starting to turn. Talking about the revolution. Oh, no. Talking about the revolution. Oh, no.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still there. Never water miles 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided against the gun over there. But we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broke in the road, broken the law, back time, spirit now. We're still here. Still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car. And not out there, not still here. They just so hard, not love. They turn my car, the next day's back in the same car. He's got my badge, son, you watch. We take it back to start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Tables turn, we can't with a proof for all these souls, all use. Nobody gonna cut you stop knock. Yeah, who at the door? Macadam. Bring on the empty. Thought we were gonna regroup and come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we ain't got no fear. We walk right, still ain't shed no tear. The sense of we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you mob. We unite. You don't call the shot. Sovereign's been here all along, and they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. The sovereign, but they never left. They're still here. Yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. The old nation. Listen, how many years? They're still here. For the new way. Hello, worried for the law. And in June income bore records. Got to cut out the cancer. Yeah. That's what the elders. They got the law. We got the numbers. That is the answer. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got the jab. Never wore a mask. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided that 2 September, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the road, broken the law, but can't break the spirit. Now we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and knocked me up with a man on bail, and I'm still here. They see us, see them run. We are one, free. I thought it's free. I started getting scared. Front line to bed, I'm there. Even when we're going on there, we ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a jab, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. They raided the camp. Can't know the camp. 2 kicks at the camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the road, broken the law, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. And knock me up with a man on bail and up.
We don't comply. Institutions, segregation, no, it won't be televised. Welcome to revolution. You will not comply with the institutions. Welcome to the revolution. The revolution televised government. Now witness, you gotta step aside. Send a genocide. Everything is centralized. The food that we consume and they spraying it out with pesticides. Easily I think the real and the fake, giving us a reason to pray. I'm gonna make my own choices. A voice for the voice, trying to destroy us, avoiding the poison. It's all pointless if you don't have a purpose. If you read the verses, you'll know who we versing. Government can tell you what your worth is, look deeper than the surface. They don't even want you researching or asking questions. We all being tested. Shut your mouth, they comply, that's the message. Want you depressed on prescriptions that mess with your head, got you stressing, suppressing expression. We will not comply with the institutions, sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. We will not comply with the institutions, sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. Keeping money, I would rather have my soul than my power and control. It's their number one goal. All my friends turn to foes. Look how easily they fold. Even Nazis say they were doing what they told. Walking down this road all alone in the cold, but my soul never sold. I'm exposing the clothes. God has chosen this role. All of those who oppose want me hopeless and broke, like I'm Noah on boats. I'm just trying to tell them all about the flood. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my blood. Man, I came up out the mud. Only God is my judge. I don't listen. They the real done, won't comply with the lies they disguise in science. They want you compliant, the media's bias. These corporate giants are capitalizing on us by dividing, but I'll keep on fighting. We will not comply with the institutions, take illusion. No, we won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. They're trying to dumb us down. Don't listen, make it sound. We gotta get out of now, but it's a revolution. We will not comply with the institution. Take illusion, now we won't be terrified. Welcome to the revolution.
Yeah, Gorilla. Yeah. I'm on a mission to win more piss the government off, so let's hit them again. They'll be running for court. Adrenaline kicking, they're coming in. I bet you get ready then, so let's settle this. Right, gentlemen, which one of you constables is punchable? Stop backpedaling, cause I ain't backing down. And these fists are sedatives, they're gonna lay you out, waking up in a medicine bed. Concussed, if you get what I said. Attacked by a Kodiak, just standing you dead. Irreverent with a speech impediment. Let's see who's better breach the police. You better get crown lawyer. Sit down, boys, you're out of your depth. As bad as it gets, stay in town, don't play around. Or you can play the defense, placate the judge, checkmate. Brothers, I'm astounding you yet. Settle the score with law, several morbid laws. They led with this quarter for ephemeral corpse. What were your thoughts? Ain't a worry to talk to garner support. The harder report, only because they started this war. Just a few words from a man on a mission. On a mission. I'ma touch a few nerves, get cut cause I play the incision. Sewing them up when I'm a decision. Just a petty point first and you'll understand what I'm spitting. Don't listen. Out of the ashes, hatches a cool bird, the phoenix is living. So see my mission beginning. Faked out and I'm face down in my cake. 8 pounds and I'm licking the plate, great. 4 kg, see the vision, then we made. Scored a penalty against the police, you remain untouchable. You're a thug but God's touching me, this is a dust to the stats, I'm indestructible. Not motivated by the money, it means adjustable. Your collateral damage, that is why you're coverable. To this government I become insufferable. They start a rimmer, but these black fellas are not that crushable. You poking, huh? Throwing stones in a glass house, mountains are woken up. Now we were about to erupt, spouting abuse, spewing plumes, toxic fumes are counting on us to save a nation with no hesitation, rounding them up. And I'm spraying it when I say I got the power, bud. Just a few words from a man on a mission. I'ma touch a few nerves, get cut cause I play the incision. So on them up.
Bit of action then. We had some protesters come over and they were wearing masks. And like field of sea damaged people, and apparently down at the old Parliament House, they had the same sort of COVID damaged people. And the police pulled them aside and gave them a talking to and said, "Oh yeah, no, don't talk any cause any trouble." But yeah, sorry, I couldn't get the live back to do it. Somehow we dropped out. Sorry about that. Oh no, I'm playing live. Oh shit. So somehow I'm watching live while I'm on Oh dear, yeah, somehow I've got it on. Can you guys hear me right? Because I'm watching the live stream while I'm live streaming. Right, try something. Cool, thanks. Can you hear me? That's good. Yeah, I just turned the volume down so I should feedback, but I bet you it's going to drop. So it seems like I've got to stop the live somehow to get out of the live view to stop the other one. Anyway, I don't know what to do. Anyway, we'll see how we go. We're on 6 paper. The day over now anyway. That's all the main entertainment done. I reckon it's pretty good day today. There's a good vibe. It's good to see back, crowd back apartment house on the weekend. Haven't seen that for a while. So overall, pretty positive. Beaches out. Bossy going to Bossy running for the Senate. So I'll help him out. I'm gonna I'm actually applying to be a volunteer for that. So I'll cover the Blue Mountains area, try to get some other people on board. There's a police over there that say protesters. So, but I missed all that. They missed all that. Didn't realise the camera had shit itself. And then the only protests come over. I got the story. I told one of them that was our field of tea damaged people. And she goes, "Yeah, I know," because they're all wearing masks. There was 4 of them. They were all wearing masks. So that's they don't really need to wear the masks. It's just uniform. Like our flags are our uniform. And, good on them, and they were just standing there by the side watching, and the cops had a chat with them and moved them on. There's a bit of kerfuffle at some stage too. I don't know what was going on. They got sorted out. So Dan Bossy, before he ran off, I wonder if we'd be privy to that conversation or not. You can find Bossy. This camera's still pretty hot down a bit. Hey. How are you at the front row seats over here, eh? Nice. Oh no, I can't. Yeah. Got it sorted. Told you about the mainstream media. Celebrities and trusted king and that's a ring. Told you about the Georgia Guns. I would have liked a couple of hours would be nice. And I was still on the mission. Completely harassed that XCA for denying. I'll just show them footage. Just come on, please. Please try to go. And you tell me any reason why this should not go ahead with approval. The next time we want to do something like this, this is one reason. I would also say, it feels like this is level 2 anyway, so why do we bother? Yeah, I know. I would actually state that, give more evidence, this is what we've done. Yeah. We spoke to, this. Yeah, I'm going now. We're going late. Told you so. Told you so. You just gotta go. Probably not ladylike. We're gonna sit in it. Not lady. No, I don't have oh, he's over there. Take a seat at the
she don't talk to anyone. They leave it to her, but she don't know anyone. She thinks of a precious time. There's no one she leaves behind who could treat her well. This is the way it's gonna be forever. This is the way it's gonna be forever. This is the way it's gonna be forever now. Take on, I'm lonely now. Baby, I've been so tired. Say I'm too so empty now. Making his way down the stairs, he can't help but looking back. Thinks of the things that they share, that be no more turning back. He thinks of the days and days, the one that she said, love you just can't forget. It's just the way they wanna be forever. Tell me if the love is forever now. I've been so tender now. Saying that I'm still so empty now. With all my love. So you and me, we need to see. Only one that can set you free. It's all you and me, baby, you need to see. Only one that can set you free. It's all only one that can set you free. It's all